I don't even know the words to the song. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Listen, we got a party going on, so I figured we came in at the tail end of another show, third round knockout, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
Why not continue the party? And we brought half of the team with us.
Oh,
no doubt, no doubt.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm now getting to know who you guys are. So please.
So back to Cripple3030. What it is we don't stay silent for nothing.
No doubt, no doubt.
Back in the days, the way it was, the police or whoever it was, they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do to you, but they expected you to be silent about it and keep shut and just hold it down.
Well, that's why we're here to sit here with you today on this behalf. A half an hour, you say half an hour?
About
half an hour.
Yeah.
Because we don't keep our mouth quiet.
I'm like a little kid. I'll spit as long
as
as
my God. So what do you got for us today?
Well, right, the topic I wanted to talk about is what people do for New Year's.
Oh.
Like, do you agree with just staying home or going out to go watch the ball drop or go out and do some New Year's resolutions?
Well, to be honest, all right, now that you bring that up, all right.
Well, before that, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Oh, hi, I am Lady Sparkles from Third Knockout Family.
Yeah, this year. Alright, this is the Prince Royale, the name speaks for itself. It is. Third round knockout. Third round knockout. We do what we do.
I think sometimes when I say third knock, I do be saying third knockout.
Yeah, you do. So I don't want to be pointing there, you know what I'm saying?
Is it because I say radio?
I'm all about shooting, you know what I'm saying?
We are third round knockout family, and we are glad to be here with
without the Matrix family.
Backtalk.
They like our cousins. You know what I'm saying? They like our cousins. We all down with the Matrix. So like, we with this part of the family, they with that part of the family. Now we down together. It's like almost Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
We did different relatives. That's
There we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it.
Hello. No.
You see my wife trying to get me up. You know what I'm saying?
I like the white part.
Pause on that.
Okay, because her boyfriend will be upset.
Listen. No, they were the ones, Backtalk, were the ones that came to us and said, listen, we would like for you to sit in with us, our family.
Right.
Now, I never thought that would really happen. I'm doing real talk here because I keep it real.
Right.
With everybody else, there's no love. There's no advertisement of Third Knockout Radio on the side.
Third round knockout?
Yeah. Third Knockout. It's not
Third round knockout. Okay, come on.
It's not advertised on the side.
No.
So when you offered it, I was like, oh, sure.
I'm ready for another bottle.
God bless you.
Now, there's nothing but love here, because we all DSM, we all the same family.
This is the
Do not get her started. The first thing she gonna do is point to that backboard and say, there's no third round knockout on there.
Say that again.
Say it again,
baby.
There's no third round knockout on that backboard.
Listen.
Which is okay. It just says to me that we're in a class by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got our own little scanner that's about to come up and be born. Because I'm saying, we're like the Phoenix. We're going to spread our wings and we're going to fly. And of course, we're taking our family with us.
But this is the second time he's actually showed up to another show.
And that's a beautiful
thing. 2 weeks ago, he did the same thing. He showed up to the free chat also.
That's what's up.
You get respect from me. I went up and down.
Word up. How would you say, Mike?
I was on each one of my social media sites, and really, now I could represent you. I can say they were the ones that recognized us and say, wow, I like that person. Matter of fact, I like how they show, they having a good time. I wanted them to come and sit in just for maybe a half an hour.
And you didn't even know.
No, I didn't
even know.
So this is all keeping it real. It was positive vibes, and I said, why not bring it along? We don't have to stop the positive vibes. Let's continue it going.
No.
Is it just me, or did y'all invite Sister Soldier? Because it seems like Sister Soldier here, not Lady Sparkle, you know what I'm saying? Because she getting down on her politics.
We do represent all that
she preaching, and
I love it.
Even though it's Cripple Show.
Hold up. She still just for those that just tuned in just today for the first time. My wife Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
let's introduce themselves, and of course, I'm Cripple3030.
Okay.
Cripple3030. 30 stands for, is the number that stands for infinity. So 30 times 30 is infinity times infinity. That means I'm everlasting.
Oh, now you're talking righteous right now. That's that proper system, bro.
People today say I love you, or I love you too. Say I love you 30-30.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
my
Yes, I'm
husband.
the
We
prince
married, we
because
got the
there's only
ring
one
on.
king. There's only one king.
Yeah.
That makes me a prince because I'm his son. That's
Okay,
the prince
okay.
who I am. The name speaks
All
for
right,
itself.
all
I gotta
right.
explain, Mom.
Yeah.
Lady sparkles means, and anywhere I go, I do tend to bring the sparkle out, which means I brighten the whole room. You would know that I'm genuine, and I keep it real.
Okay.
But that's the best.
But it also means a man killer. Ever gorgeous, ever glamorous man killer. Very energetic.
Yes, I love
Right,
you.
but that's what we about, because the whole point of the show, this is what I was gonna say, before we even went into the topic, was that, it's about us not being silent about anything, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I'm tired of the government just stepping over our people.
Amen.
And then expect us to be quiet about it.
No
Amen.
doubt, no doubt.
This has become the podium, I hope so, for the people of our class, you know what I'm saying? Not even of our race, but of our class, because everything is about money.
No doubt,
You know what I'm saying?
no doubt.
Ex-cons, people that support prisoners, you know what I'm saying? People that are in prison.
Look, if you don't have no type of financial platform, you will not be heard. I'm just saying, if you poor and got nothing to stand on, even if you speaking the truth, nobody's gonna hear you. Nobody's gonna hear you. Even if you stand right in front of Times Square on a daggone crate, they're not gonna hear you. But let you have a little bit of money, make a little commercial, and you can say the dumbest stuff, and they're gonna listen to
That's
you.
You know,
fact.
speaking of that, last night I was up while my husband was sleeping, and I was watching the Hurricane Carter movie.
No,
I was
okay.
I watched that last night, and that was so
sad.
It was very much an injustice.
Yeah.
He spent over 20 years in that system for no
Yes, he
reason,
did.
only because that color
Racism,
was
racism,
played.
racism, yeah.
You know, that's so funny. I'm Irish and Italian. My husband is Puerto Rican,
and
we are very much
wait,
sad about
Hey.
it.
wait a minute. Did you hear what she just said? But both of y'all are black. You might be high yellow, but you're both black.
You know, I get told that a lot. I get told I'm the
You
inside.
black, baby.
Check this out. No. If y'all want to go by that, then if you want to go by science, everybody black. Everybody black. If the first person was found in Africa, everybody black. Everybody black. Everybody black. It just depended on your location where your skin tone changed. Okay?
Color.
Because basically, if you listen to the Bible explains that to a certain degree, because Cain killed Abel. Cain was then transferred to the Caucasus Mountains, which created Caucasians. Okay?
Right.
So I'm saying, but they were both black. They were both black. One went to the mountains, changed. That's just science. That's just science. So everybody really originally black. Everybody is the same. We are all just cousins, just like how we just established that now. Because basically, that's why we try to run around calling each other brother, but nobody's taking it to heart. And that's the problem right there, because there's no sincerity in the words that we speak. Once we just speak the words and just try to do it because it's politically correct, but no, the words got to come from the heart and it's got to mean something. Once it starts to mean something, then we start to grow.
30-30.
Then we start to grow.
That's real talk.
But I feel you.
But that movie right there was 20-something years of injustice right there.
And not for nothing, that was a movie, right? That was also based on a true story.
Yes, it was.
And I know for a fact from brothers that I've known personally that it happens right here in New York.
Look,
It happens right here in New York. They just had a brother that he was just released after like 25 years in jail.
Yes.
And he was found innocent, and all that time he was held in incarceration for 25 years.
Yes.
And nobody wanted to hear his story to the point where he fought his way out pretty much, because he went to the court system and he finally got his way out.
See,
But it happens all the
didn't have that
time.
much.
it happens because
What's his name?
cops got a job to do. The cop's job to do is to find somebody guilty for that crime. So basically, if they find an African American that fits anywhere in that subscription, they're gonna go for that. They're gonna do that because their bosses are like, yo, you gotta get somebody now. You gotta get somebody now. So
That's that pressure, that quota that they try to
boom.
meet.
So now once they get somebody, they put all the evidence on that person, then they get the whole system to back them up. Okay, now the judge got to back them up. Now the lawyer, the DA got to back them up. You know what I'm saying?
I love the
And
fact that the judge was the one who, and it was a white
Yes,
judge
yes, it was.
that made sure that he came out after, what was
Yes,
it,
it was. He was
22
20
years?
years.
And then after that, he also got recognized. They gave him a boxing
Yes, they
belt
did. Yes.
for, you know, even
standing
though,
in the fight.
yes,
For
but he
standing in the fight.
wasn't, he was the only man to ever get that belt, but didn't win a fight at that time.
Exactly.
And I give him that recognition.
Yeah, that
because
was
you spent
a
a lot of
very
years
good-
of injustice.
No
A lot
doubt.
of them going through everything of yours.
Yeah.
And you finally got that recognition. He was what, 50 years old when he came out?
Yes, basically, yeah, 50-51.
But that's actually he was blessed in a way because not for nothing, even the white culture, right? They love boxing,
No doubt.
right?
No doubt.
So then what ends up happening?
To be honest, they created that.
right? So
they
what,
created that.
and what ends up happening is, we could go there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I see the look. I see the look.
Well, but you know what? You know who defined it?
Yeah, we
Who
did.
defined it?
Hold up. But still,
Let me know.
we do it
We
in
define
every
it, boo-boo.
sport we touch. We do it in every sport we touch.
Anything
But-
we touch,
But
we
it's okay. It's
define.
okay. We just.
Except for that jumping off the plane and all that other stuff.
Oh, don't worry. We got some crazy motherfuckers that's willing to do that. Cause I just might do that. I'm with that.
Listen,
I'm
I
an
did the
airborne
bungee
ranger.
jumping,
so,
the
like,
bungee jumping
it's, you know,
thing.
cool with
Well,
that.
I did the
You
that's
bungee jump?
Well, listen,
Oh,
I
ain't
wanted to
bungee
do that.
jump.
You know why I
But
wanted to do
that-
that?
There's a
That ain't
big
happening
difference.
with me.
She brought it up. There's
But I
a
did
big
the other one.
difference.
I did the other one when we strapped down together and we hold and it just let
Oh, the
us go.
flying one?
Yes, I did that one.
You touch
Zip
me.
line.
I can't do it.
Zip line.
Yeah.
Oh, the zip line? I done the zip
I've
line.
done that.
You did that?
I've done it before.
Yo, she's my wife, and I didn't even know that.
Yes,
I've done that before because
That's
you wanna
funny,
know,
right?
I want to be able to sit there and say, I tried that. And
Okay.
I don't want my kids to ever sit there and say that, oh,
There's
so
something
you
that you're
cannot
scared of
because you didn't do
doing.
it. No, mommy tried
Right.
it. Yeah, scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
But you want to
yeah.
know something? I did that.
Right.
And now you can do it too.
Right.
And look,
you're doing
and
it too.
now she what? I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all tougher than I am. I ain't doing it.
Look.
Really?
I ain't doing it. I'll be in the sideline. I said, yo, what up, yo? I'm glad you made it. I'm
Okay,
here.
I'm jumping out of airplanes.
Fear.
I'm jumping out of
Fear.
airplanes with the
I
crazy
sense a lot
stuff.
of
The
fearness
unknown.
in you.
But I mean, if I put my feet on the ground, I'm sure where I'm at, right?
No
I'm in
doubt.
control of where I'm walking.
No doubt.
You jump in the air, I ain't in control of nothing.
So you're
Somebody else is controlling that strength.
So you're afraid to fly.
I think
I've never
it's the
flew.
fear of the
I don't know.
unknown.
I never been in a plane.
No, not yet.
Are
Nope.
you serious?
Not
Yeah,
yet.
I'm serious. Never been in a
We're
plane.
gonna have some fun.
Oh, I
Not
know. Not yet. We're working on that. But his fear is the fear of the unknown.
No, I'm not mad at
As
him.
long as he knows where he's at and he can stay in that ground and his fist moves
Look,
this way
I
and
am
his
not
feet
mad
this
at
way.
him. I'm scared of the ocean. I'm about to
You don't
go
know
on my,
how to swim?
I'm gonna go, no, I know how to swim, but I'm scared of being at the point where I don't see no land. No land. If the boat go down, where do I swim? That's all I'm saying. I can swim.
And then you
but
know
where
what-
do I
you
swim?
know what's
Without blinking light, look at
That's a buoy. That's a buoy.
They
And
say-
I'm just like that movie, hanging on that buoy, looking at the sharks.
And they say that the major cause of drowning is disorientation. If you fall under the water, you don't know which way is up.
See,
And
this
if
is
you
what I'm
and if
saying.
you real
Because you
deep,
get wrapped up in
you
your
can
mind.
find
You
yourself
could lose
swimming to the
yourself.
bottom,
Yes.
thinking that you're going to the top,
Okay?
and you're going deeper.
And you
Right.
go deeper.
Right.
See, this is what I'm saying. But yet, I'm conquering that fear by going on a cruise in March.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what's up.
I'm scared sugar honey iced tea this right now. I lie to you not. I'm so scared. I've been delaying on getting the stuff that I need to go on the trip. You know, my child is like, Roy, you know we've been going on, planning this trip. Where are the pictures for your path? Oh yeah, the line was long, you know. I had to do some overtime at work, you know. I just didn't
You
get
was
to,
giving up them
I
excuses
didn't,
because it's the fear of the
I didn't get
unknown.
to CVS, which is 24 hours in time enough to do the pictures, you know what I'm saying?
I feel
making
an
up stuff.
unbelievable thing. Y'all
just
probably
saying.
laugh at me, but
What
I
is it?
don't feel nothing else but, you know, a big sewer rat mice.
Sewer rat?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they did nothing though. Do you
Dog,
know?
dog, dog.
Wait,
You know,
wait,
100
wait.
times
Hey,
better
I
than
know
that.
Somebody
you.
let any of that out in here, girl. I'm hanging on this here. I don't.
Now you're gonna have to make space for her because she's gonna jump up.
Oh,
just-
no. Share it together.
In reality, I am scared of them, but I'll be the first one. Let me have to protect my kids. I'll be that mama bear right there,
Right.
and I'll keep you from here to Kingdom Come.
Now this is gonna be the funny part. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm a jokester. This is my shit. Now, hold up. They'll be quick to tell you right now. Are you scared of any man? You scared of any man?
Hell no.
Any man that walk this earth?
No.
Any man that walk? No.
I'm scared of me.
Yo, trust me.
scared of yourself?
Yeah, I'm scared of me.
Okay, yes.
But I know what I can do.
Yes.
But check this out. These are women.
And
I
I know
love
that the
getting on
police
women
is
about
looking
this.
to just, like,
This is
rock me.
hilarious. Watch this, cuz. They ain't scared of no man. Now, a man is somewhere like 120. That's a small man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can get a good man at 220. Okay?
Right.
Now, they ain't scared of no man. Yet, this 7-pound little rodent
Yes.
comes out and goes, eek. Oh my God!
I'll be the first one. I'll hang from the pipe.
A man
I'll hang from the pipe.
that can come in and actually put you in the face. He can actually stab you.
Right.
He can actually pick you up, slam you on the ground. You be scared of that.
But you wanna know
let
something?
this little 7-pound rodent
Cause
come
that
across
nigga
the
is
room
biting.
because
He
they're
is
looking
biting.
for a
Look at him.
potato
He had a
chip.
meal.
But let me be Mama Bear, and Mama Bear will kill that roach if I have to.
They run.
I will do anything and everything I can for my kids. But let me be with my husband in the house, nigga, that's your responsibility. Go handle that.
I'm like, yo, we just killing this right there. You got to sneak it. Like, now you gotta come all the way from the back of the house.
No, especially especially when you doing something that you enjoying.
Yeah,
you watching the game. You're in the middle of the game. Carmelo's about to hit this nice little shot. You're hot, baby. All hell broke loose because some little thing just ran across the kitchen, and you like, what? Really?
But that's alright.
Really?
That's alright.
I thought somebody was breaking in the house.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did 13 years in jail, right? And in jail, I've seen people actually take the mice and put a string around the neck and keep it as a pet.
Yes.
I'm dead ass.
Yes, that's what I said.
I
They are nothing but animals.
Listen, wait.
Yeah, I've seen them take rats
I know this is your
and
show.
clear in correctional facility.
I know
and
this is
tie the
your
string on their
show.
neck.
She gonna get you, baby.
And what did you go in prison for, hon?
I tried to kill a cop.
That's my dude. Oh my God.
Excuse me.
I'm taking Jordan's picture down. I'm putting my man. Cripple3030 up on my wall. That's my dude. All lives matter. That's what I'm talking about.
You're not coaching.
Yes, I am. Because he's outside.
Hold on.
He's still alive.
Wait a minute, 14
He's looking at
years.
That's okay. He's still looking at him like, aha.
Would you wait a minute?
Yeah, 14 years he did.
14 years.
I did 13 and a half.
13 and a half.
Mhm.
So
Plus another year.
Now this is getting good.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally sitting next to someone. See, hearing it is a different scenario. Knowing somebody who has done it.
It started as
to
a
hear
stick
their
up.
name.
It started as a stick up. I was 16 years old. I was like addicted to stick ups. You know what I'm saying?
They were easy, son.
You ever heard the song with
Rockin'?
Yes.
Slick Rick, when he said, I got caught up, storyteller.
Yes, Slick Rick.
Alright, he said I brought my sister, my brother, and all of that because he was addicted. That's where we was. We just got addicted. We started robbing drug dealers, and then from that we ran out of drug dealers. The stores, the gas stations, we did every fucking thing. Anybody walking around, we got them. I was only 16, but you know, in the process of doing one of those, the police tried to chase us, so I tried to kill him.
Okay,
And I went to jail.
so now.
Give me the loot.
I'm loving it.
Now I'm gonna go.
I'm not running. Tie
I'm
up
gonna
the
go
Timbs.
deep.
Okay, that's what I'm
Because-
talking
With the
about.
New Balances, whatever.
That's
you
what
ain't
no,
wearing.
16.
but that's my dude right there. Oh Lord.
And you felt that it was okay to go out there and do these things. Where was Dad?
Oh, my dad was in jail. He was actually he's considered, you know, I guess you would call him like a prison legend. He's considered sort of like a prison legend, like a lot of the OGs when I went to jail.
When
like,
this
yo, I know your
get
dad.
a
Your dad did a
PhD,
lot of
she
good
just
things
turned
for
into
me.
a psychologist.
That's it.
So-
My mom was a single mom.
Okay, word up. Well, this is supposed to be a party.
My mom was a single
We
mom.
getting deep on some psycho shit.
What I'm doing
He's
is.
celebrating the man out. He
No.
done tried to kill a blue coat and he up here.
What I'm doing is that
Keeping it funky.
No doubt.
And your fans who listen to you don't know this.
No, they know this.
I'm just here sitting on the world do now because
Barbara Walters.
open up the.
You didn't plug in.
But I had to because
Don't cry, Chris.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
She might try to make you cry. I mean, watch
And on
that.
top of that, I want to know.
Okay.
So I'm always
Nosy.
willing to. No, I'm.
I'm sorry.
In Trinidad we call it mako.
No,
But I'm not waiting.
turnaround knockout. You be throwing the side
This is what I do.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But
See the 3 and
Daddy
30.
was
Right.
locked up.
The Prince, the Royale.
So you felt that
Royal shots.
Mom couldn't deal with the certain situations of your mental feelings of
Well-
your dad not being around. That
Well,
you
no.
Where the couch at?
Let's put everything clear. My mom, I believe.
Hold on, goddamn. She went so deep, got to the mom.
I need to hear this. We
No.
Leave the mom out of it, okay?
No,
God.
listen.
Give him the crack.
Honestly speaking,
Give him
my
a
mom
compliment.
was a great mom. You know what I'm saying? It is not her fault, it's mine.
Okay.
But my mom was, unfortunately, she was bad financially. Like we was in poverty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She was used to use drugs. You know what I'm saying? That she was in poverty. And, unfortunately, I grew up in the South Bronx. I was 138 in
Hold on, don't say unfortunately. I grew up in the South Bronx.
Listen, unfortunately, at that time,
Because look, it makes you the man you are. Okay? I'm saying, it's all about the dirt that
Right.
you grow in to make the
But
plant.
it's not-
sometimes you don't have to come to the
Okay.
dirt to run
But it wasn't
anything
nobody
nice.
else's fault. It was all mine.
No
I
doubt.
take responsibility for that. It
No
was
doubt.
nobody else's fault. But I grew up in South Bronx. I was 138 in Cypress, and I got caught up with what everybody else was doing. From there, I moved to 183rd and Katona. You know what I'm saying?
I know all that.
Everybody from the Bronx.
I know
Everybody
all
from the
about what
Bronx
you're
don't need no
talking about.
more introductions about
Go
that.
ahead,
Right,
30
right.
I know where that's about.
Anybody from the Bronx know already when you hear 183rd, you already know what's going on.
No doubt.
183rd, what's the word? You already know. Nixon Birds.
No doubt.
Okay.
That was all the
cool.
rap songs back then.
Alright.
Yeah.
So,
He got some rhymes.
you know what I'm saying? So, I got no rhymes.
You got a
So-
whole bunch
Come
of
on now,
rhymes.
when they like Cripple3030, I know you
So
should
now,
pause.
but the point of the matter though is that besides that, I was hanging out in Burnside and Anthony. I was hanging out Hunts Point.
Anywhere
That's
near
all these
Davidson?
places, all these
Anywhere near
places, all
Davidson?
crime.
Anywhere in Davis?
Davidson and Burnside. I've been out there.
It doesn't matter if he hung out. Like, what I'm trying to get to.
I know where the alleys are. I'm just
He said
saying.
it
I
was
know where
his
the
fault.
alleys are.
But
Because
Big-
just as dirty as he is.
Was,
ooh,
he said it was his
man.
fault. Was it any type of teenage pressure to be involved in what you have done? Was you a part of any
Peer pressure.
gang member?
No gang.
Were
There was
you-
no. First of all,
Back then, there was
I
no
want to
gang.
talk about that.
There was no gang. It was
gangs
crews.
messed it up today.
There were crews.
Straight up.
There were crews. Because we
Gangs
laughed. We
messed
laughed at. We laughed at LA. Back in the day, we laughed at
Honestly
LA with the
speaking,
blue and the red shit.
The
We
only
laughed
thing,
at
the
them.
only thing that was in existence back then, as far as if you could call gangs a Savage Nomad, Savage Skulls, my dad was not Savage Nomad. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold.
He was hustling at 170th in college.
No, we did have.
I heard all
Now, I
that.
mean,
We had Zulu, Latin Kings, Gestapo, and like you said, Hell's Angels.
Right.
No, Black Ops.
They had a lot of motorcycle clubs.
Michaels.
But as far as gangs like what's going on right now, I think they messed the game up straight up.
Yeah,
Because if you have 1,000, punk motherfuckers together,
Right.
they still 1,000 punk motherfuckers.
No doubt.
It don't matter. They all part of the same crew. You're still 1,000 punk motherfuckers.
No doubt.
Back then, you had to hold your own.
No doubt.
And if you kept it funky, I didn't care what color you wore. You kept it funky. You kept it funky. If you didn't keep it funky, the nigga you just asked to stay out of the streets.
See, back in the days,
And do what you gotta do.
when guys got together and created what they call now
Right.
gangs, those congregations were there to help their neighborhood, basically to keep
That
guys
was the
out.
reason for it.
Right, to keep guys
Right.
out that they saw that wasn't from their neighborhood, that they knew did dirt other places.
No, but they had other plans.
But we had
No.
Nowadays, if you
Those
go
other
nowadays,
plans
now
that-
you got like the one block that is right next door to the next block, and we live on Jackson and we're gonna fight against 149. Like,
but we had that back then. Back then we didn't have gangs.
No.
But I was living on 130 in Cypress. We had beef with 139th for Cypress.
Look,
we had beef with 141st in Cypress.
You live right. You
But I met you, and we couldn't even
we
couldn't even go to the next store.
The crews
without having drama.
174th Street had problems with people from Harvard Avenue, and it's all the same project.
Right, but then let somebody come from Cypress, let somebody come from Selma
got together
down to Cypress, and then now everybody from Cypress say, yo, forget about the shit we had. We got drama over here. Let's take care of this later on. Me, you get back to what we got.
See, that's why
That's
whatever there's been said about African violence that's out there, whatever. When he got into the game, he united all the crews that was in that neighborhood to create this mighty Zulu Nation.
Didn't
know
we
what I'm
have a
saying?
discussion the other day?
I mean, he came in, he got the black spades together, he got the people from what we used to call just Watson Avenue. I mean, that was, the Latinos, y'all know y'all had Watson Avenue.
I know.
Okay, y'all had that.
Evergreen, Elder.
He got
back in
he got
92, 91.
Trio together, you know what I'm saying? The three buildings that's over there by 174th, he got Bronxdale, Castle Hill, he got them all together to create the mighty Zulu Nation. That's the one thing I can actually say that Africa Man Body really gave some positiveness to the hip hop community because he was about togetherness. He said, there's no reason that we should be battling like this with one another. Because that's when Bronxdale used to battle with Castle Hill.
But that's something different. That's something different. Back then you had what's called the dozens. Yep. It was okay for two rappers to battle against each other without taking it
the dozens was not about rappers.
No, it wasn't.
Back then,
but
it was just about who can snap better.
Right.
Just
but nowadays, let two rappers
rap.
do that.
Yeah.
And then what'll happen? You got a war going on.
Right.
But back then, you was able to do it. Who did it? Cool G rap at LL Cool J.
Yep.
Well, they did it, right?
Yep, they did it.
Well, Jay-Z and Nas.
They did it.
Jay-Z, Nas did it.
Nobody ain't died.
Nope.
Nobody died.
Nope.
But they was battling.
Yep.
But they was battling, and they was at rap war. But in face to face, they had no drama.
They had no drama.
Nowadays, you let that happen. Now you got to all around.
No.
Right? Third round knockout, right?
Yep.
You got third round knockout.
But see, I gotta say, I gotta give 2 thumbs up to URL because they do that. They do that where rappers get together and I lie to you not. They go in. They go in on one. They come up. They do that 8 Mile Live. Okay, when they bring us some real stuff about you, and they bring it out and they spitting and they up in your face. But there's no real. Nobody's dying.
Well, they have.
Nobody's dying.
They have rules.
They
have rules to that.
And that's good.
Okay, so they make rules for it so that way nobody would get
No.
But
there ain't no
but
rules.
nowadays that's rare though.
They fight. They
what,
fight.
after?
Yeah, hell yeah. Why me see the parking lot? Like Homeboy said. I'll treat you like
Nigga said, yo, I use that.
No. Right. Check it out. The more we use that word, the less harmful it is. So the ones that want us not to use it are the ones that want it to mean something. They want us to stop saying it so that it don't, because when we say it, you take the power away from it.
Just to go into that, I use that word freely as I see you as my brother.
No doubt.
That original term, that original word, my kids are not allowed to. They are not allowed to use that word either.
If you want to get
they are not allowed to use that word.
Everybody.
Man, listen, I say what I want to say. If it offends people, I'm sorry.
Look.
I won't use it towards them.
No.
But honestly speaking, I put in enough work in my life. And I can stand firm with whatever I say.
Look,
however angle people want to take it. But like I said, if it ever offends anybody, then I won't direct it to them.
No doubt.
Right,
you know
right.
But I'm humble.
That means they gotta be a man and a woman about it to say, no disrespect, but you know, I'd rather you not to use that.
And then I will respect that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry about that. I won't.
Then they get into an argument like.
Right, but you know the whole point of the matter is that if it's not meant derogatory, then people shouldn't take it derogatory unless they have something personal about it, and then they should do that.
Have you ever noticed? You can actually sit here and say, you know, I really just don't like pink sneakers, but there's people out there that's gonna be, they look down at their feet like, you don't like my sneakers? I didn't say I didn't like your sneakers. I just said I don't like pink sneakers.
Right.
But no.
Those are the sensitive ones.
Exactly. And there's plenty of them. There's plenty of them. So they get together, they sit down, they like, oh my God, we got to stop them from saying stuff like that. That's when you get the backlash. You know, you offended a lot of people by saying you.
And that's what the show is for.
Exactly.
So the whole point of the matter is that, you know, the show itself is honestly, it's going to have a lot of haters. It's going to have a lot of haters.
No, the First Amendment.
But the point of the matter is that
be able to say whatever you want to say, right?
Should be able to say whatever they want to say, especially if it's real.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays you got this whitewash media that what they do is they talk about, oh, but I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Right on Rikers Island, a captain from the correction department got cut, right, by a prisoner, right?
Okay.
They made it look on Daily News like if it was just the one prisoner and the captain in the elevator and he cut him, just out of the clear blue. I found out later on that one of the hosts from one of our shows over here at the network actually knows the guy.
Okay.
And he got behind the scenes pictures of the guy all beat up.
Okay.
Right? And then he also knows one of the officers that was involved with the altercation that was actually trying to stop it. And he said that there was more to it than that.
Exactly.
And they was actually beating up on the prisoner. And that's when the prisoner said, yo, I'm getting beat up anyway, so I might as well cut him.
That's what happens anyway in the prisons.
Right.
Anyway. You know,
but on the whitewash media, they was making it look, and then who you had crying, oh, it's so security, the correction department, right? Oh, but all these people is dangerous in here.
Did you hear anything from the inmates?
We need people to take care. You know what I'm saying? We need all these prisoners locked down because they're all dangerous, and you know our officers are in danger. Meanwhile, when they attack you, I know for a fact because I fought with correctional officers in prison and in Rikers Island. The whole point of the matter is that when they come at you, they don't come at you one. They come at you 10 and 20. They got their shields. They got their vests. They got their big boots. They got their Ninja Turtle hoods on and their helmets and all type of shit. Yeah. And they have no problems with using their baton.
No problem.
They definitely don't.
Meanwhile, you only one, maybe 2 or 3 people if y'all all together. You know what I'm saying, against this whole big crowd. So how much protection do they really need?
Look.
Like, how much more do they need? They don't got shields and everything. Now they even got shields that electrocute you. Straight up. They come in there, it's electrified. When you touch the shield, you're gonna get shot.
Now, check this out. I'm a vet. I served my time in the military. And I'm gonna tell you something. The military ain't too much different from jail. Okay? Because what you described, we go through daily. Alright? You could be in formation. Just because your first sergeant don't like your swag, he comes up, attention! Now you stand there at attention. You can't move. He comes whispering in your ear. You know I don't like you. You know I don't like you. You know what? I will whip your little nigga ass right there in the middle of the field. And then you, as who you are, right, exactly. As you who you are, you're like, you say to yourself, you're like, yeah, all right. Sir, would you really like that to happen? Sir? Because you can say anything you want to them as long as you give them the right pronunciation afterwards. You entitle their rank. Fuck you, sir. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can say anything you want, so you tell them, yeah. You want to meet me out there in the woods? We can meet out there in the woods. But now you get out there in the woods, you think he came by himself? No, he didn't. He came out here with his first sergeant, his lieutenant, you know what I'm saying, all his people. But see, he ran into the wrong one that had a little more smart to him, so he came out with his people.
Right.
So now, there's 13 against 7. Ooh. So what do? We take your shave off your eyebrows, so now that when we stand in formation, everybody knows what happens.
Right.
Ooh, I love this. See what I'm saying? It's everywhere.
Well,
it's everywhere.
Okay, you just used the perfect example.
Everywhere. Well, it's not even just on lockdown. It's the people that's out there trying to defend our country.
What they do is they destroy you inside.
No.
Yeah, when you do things like that, that's what you do. They crush your spirit.
Oh, no.
And in prison, I'm going to tell you what happens in prison. You know what they do in prison?
They didn't crush anything. They tried to crush my spirit,
but that's how
by making me a robot. They wanted me to do as they say,
But you said that you gave a perfect example. You said what they do is they shave off your eyebrows.
No, I shaved off their eyebrows. That was our decision.
Okay.
That was something we thought.
So you crushed that spirit.
We said there's no way that nobody's gonna believe that we just fucked y'all up. We just fucked y'all up. Y'all came out here to fuck me. I fucked y'all. And now What are my people? How are we going to prove this? How are we going to prove this? Take off the eyebrow.
So that was
Take
the
off the
tactic.
eyebrow. That was the eyebrow.
That
My
was the
man
tactic
came up
to
with
suppress his
that.
spirit.
My man came up with that. We locked him down for 2 hours just so that homeboy could go back to the barracks to go get the razor. Okay? Had them in the bushes, just so that, and you know you're going to fry, Private. You know you're going to fry, Private. Yes, they tried to put me in jail. They tried to put me in jail. Yes, they did.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Look, you see the same tactic that y'all use to crush their spirit after you tore up their body by beating them down. Then you added to that by highlighting it to everybody else that I took control of you by we're gonna shave your eyebrows. So they stuck out of everybody else.
Damn skip.
And that showed them you crushed their spirit. But listen, not only did I beat up your body. Now I took away your manhood or whatever you want to call it.
That's when they tried to put me in jail.
But that's what happened in prison.
I'm
gonna tell you right now. You want to know the tactic they use in prison? They get everybody stripped down butt naked
to take your manhood,
right? And then line up in a line with your elbows. You put your hands behind your back, and your elbows is touching the back of the head of the person in front of you.
Oh.
You think about that. A line of men, butt naked. When you're 16, 17, and 18 years old,
So
on Rikers Island. That's how they crush their spirit.
Yeah, crush their spirit and also turn them out that way too, because it's like, for y'all to be like that behind
Think
the
about
neck.
that.
No.
Think about that.
Unless that turns you on, you ain't getting excited.
They're not
gonna be excited for something to happen.
That's all the tactic from the correctional officers to
embarrass you
to the point where now you don't want to fight.
What?
Because 9 times out of 10, if they put you lined up like that, it's because either they're searching your dorm or you did something to them. Because I come from an era where we didn't care. We jumped off on correctional officers too. We robbed them for their gold right in there, like we was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, and matter of fact, one of my comrades, he just got in. You know what I'm saying? He was actually on my team with shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it 100. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's how they crush your spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do to crush your spirit in the prison system.
Okay, I have a question for you though.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all getting all into this stuff here. I'm sitting here, I'm like, would you agree or disagree to some of the ones that were meant to be in prison to be sent to fight the war? Like, do you think that would be better than them just being locked up in prison and just leaving them there?
Depends on the crime that they ended for.
I'm gonna answer it, right?
Depending on the crime that they ended for.
No, but I'm
depending on the crime.
I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer it, but a lot of people is not gonna like my answer. I'm gonna keep it straight up and funky. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't believe that a lot of the wars that were fought should be fought. So I don't think that a lot of people should be sent to war at all. Honestly speaking, I think we got enough poverty going on right here in America. We got enough sickness. We got enough homelessness right here than to have to worry about other countries and fixing them up. I think that before they should go anywhere to any other country, send any money, any troops, or anything, maybe the legislatures, the people from the Senate and from the court and the Congress, they should worry about the homeless man that they trip over every time on their way to their office before they think about the next country. Straight up. I'm just keeping it official. A lot of people may not like it, but I'm just keeping it funky.
That's real talk though. That makes perfect sense. But I'm talking about the ones, I agree with you on that. I do not disagree.
She's talking about giving somebody who's psycho,
excuse me,
who done kill some people.
Listen,
you want to give them a weapon again and send them out there.
There's psycho people out there.
Yeah, you want to say, all right, check this out. I'm going to give you a gun and then drop you in there in the enemy territory and kill whoever you want to kill.
I'm saying,
like he ain't going to just sit there and say, I'm not over there. I'm going to join these.
I wouldn't say to sacrifice them.
Now you got to fight this.
But those people around other soldiers, around his own soldiers, you know what I mean? If you're that crazy, like you have to be. You can't be that crazy that you can't be around your own soldiers without like getting
exactly. Trust me,
but what she wants is they're taking them from the prison system.
Now,
I understand what you're saying, but like certain people, like they can't handle shit like that.
We already established that there's people walking around here with mental issues that ain't even diagnosed. So everybody walking around here that think they normal ain't really normal.
The ones that they
some of them aren't really that normal either, because if you go into the Marines or you go into the Army, you're not gonna come out normal.
Trust me, I got a cousin just like that. Ooh, I gotta take me on Facebook Live.
Already locked up like that. So
why not?
Their mental capacity
put
for
them
good
there
use.
and
I disagree with it.
You still disagree
Yeah,
with it?
because I feel
So you rather-
stepping up and talking for my comrades and for my people that's in prison, I feel that it's sacrificing. And it's sacrificing for wars that I disagree with.
Why? Because
Okay.
I
That's
disagree.
right, that's your opinion.
I
what you saying is take the people in jail, throw them out
But
there
I'm
like
saying,
freaking
listen,
pawns,
listen.
and let them get shot.
Listen, I'm making perfect sense here. What
Really?
what I'm thinking in my head.
And
Throwing people out in the front line, just have them
Okay,
killed.
listen, to keep them just locked up. They're gonna be on death row. They're gonna die any doggone way from number
Well,
one.
maybe they shouldn't be in that pro.
Exactly. So what you saying? Put them out there to fight for their life?
That's work. They already.
So now we just created the running man.
What y'all do when you lock?
They enslave us.
We just
Okay.
did the video.
do
Why be
things for
slave?
them.
Okay, why be slave when it could be like how this one went up in the army or the navy or whatever and stood up there and yes, sergeant and all that. I call it having structure.
No,
I'm
but
not
wait a
saying
minute.
to go in.
I think that it should be the prisoner's choice. If they're gonna force him to do it, I disagree with it.
Okay.
If it's their
If it's their
choice
choice.
to do it, then why not? But if we're gonna battle, like right now we're battling so hard in this debate about this,
Right.
what we should be debating about is whether or not they should be in a death row in the first place. Whether or not they should be locked up in the first place. Whether or not that law should be in place. That should be our effort.
Gotta hear what this
Well,
story
that's
is.
what I'm about to tell
paperwork.
you.
Yeah, we gotta see paperwork, 'cause I'm just saying.
What I'm about to tell you, they're trying to bring back the death row type of thing. What I'm saying is from the hanging until the cutting off the neck.
Since you want to bring up something like that,
I'm
would
just saying, that's
agree
what's
with
happening.
child, I wouldn't say pornographers, I would say people that actually touch
You call
that
sexual
actually, no.
people?
People that actually touch children. I have to say the ones that touch it. If you just looking at pictures, yeah, you crazy.
To
But
do
that's
what?
when you
To do
ain't
what?
touching it.
I'm
saying people
No,
that
hear them out,
actually
hear them out,
get
hear them
convicted,
out.
and people that actually get convicted from touching children
Okay.
in a sexual manner,
Okay.
should they be castrated?
Hold up, I'm gonna say
You're
my
gonna answer
opinion.
because-
I got
Should they be castrated?
I got something to say.
Should they be
I got something to say.
snipped? You know what I'm saying? And then sent
But
to,
everybody ain't
like
gonna
I
like
say,
it.
Alaska,
Everybody's not
where a
gonna
bunch
like
of
it.
them just live.
What's your opinion?
Everybody's not gonna
That's
like
whack.
it.
I was
but-
sending behind out there to war instead of carrying my brothers and my sisters that are in good health.
Oh, you gonna
And
send
they
them out
doing
with
that
one
with
little
nobody.
boys out into the woods?
Listen, they're already doing it in the
Say.
prison. They're already doing it in the prison. That's why half of them coming out.
That's why I said cut this shit off. Cut this shit off.
No, I wouldn't do
I
that.
actually
Cut that shit off. You can't say
Actually,
nothing
I
up
think-
their butt because they got a shit. They got a shit.
I don't think that
They
that's,
got
I
a
don't think
shit,
that that's
but
enough.
still. I'm saying,
I don't think that's
sew shit
enough.
up,
It's
or-
not enough.
Or
I don't think that's
give them that
enough.
bag that they can
Nah.
carry on.
We
Put
could
that
put it in
dialysis
front of the
bag,
firing
make them do
squad.
that.
Yeah.
Make them sew up the
Wait, no.
whole competency and make them do dialysis to get the dirty stuff out.
You heard me, my brother? Rapists, pedophiles, put them in front of the firing squad, straight up. Straight like that.
Rapists, what?
Straight like that.
What makes them so different from messing with a child?
Word up.
Because of the age of the woman.
No,
that they-
That's bull.
I don't condone it. I don't condone it. I don't condone it. I just think child molestation is far beyond anything. A woman can defend herself. A woman has the right to defend herself. If she just go, don't do it,
No, that's whack. I
That's
don't
one
agree.
thing.
I
That's
don't
one
agree.
thing. But she fighting back, she gets raped, that's another thing. But a child, you touch a child
No,
in a
there's no
sexual
difference.
manner. A person that probably raped an older woman can't get it. So the only way they can get it is by talking. No. It's just understanding psychosis. It's just understanding psychosis. I don't condone it. I'm just saying, go to a child who is just strictly, uninhibitedly innocent. That woman could have been a freaking stripper. I'm not saying that is a good enough thing. No. She's promoting sex. She's promoting sex. He says
in a predator's mind, they that they want it. But that's something
exactly. So they get back to the mentality. All I'm saying,
no good.
I'm not saying that the mentality is good. I'm not saying that mentality is good, But all I'm saying, I wouldn't castrate him. I would give him some psychosis or some counseling. But the motherfucker that touch a child, you touch a child sexually, I don't get. Send him to DC, the island that's Alaska, and don't send him no fucking supplies or nothing. Let him eat the wood off the fucking trees, okay? That's what I'm saying. You harm a child, I don't care about you. You harm an adult, you can suffer some consequences.
What about the child of the victim and then becomes older and becomes
Thank you!
The repetitive cycle.
Yes.
I understand what you
Thank you!
Did I not just say psychosis?
Psychosis, mother.
Somebody gotta get some treatment. Somebody gotta get some treatment. But the
I
person that did the attack, that motherfucker needs to be cut the
No, they really get the treatment. They get the firing squad. You need sometimes you have people that share in our oxygen that shouldn't be sharing in it.
That's you right.
Straight like that.
You know
People that are
that.
pedophiles, people that are rapists, in regards to who they
Who
raped.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? If they raped it, they shouldn't be sharing my opinion. I'm gonna keep it on the eye.
No doubt.
They shouldn't be sharing my damn oxygen, and they should be snuffed out. Straight like that. If a lot of people in that world out there that like that whitewash media and all that, they may not agree with my opinion, but I have a right to my opinion, and that's what it is.
Cause I just say, if we did a lot of them hardcore stuff, like for example, I'm just saying, just an example, cut a thief hands off, people will be less hesitant to steal. You know what I'm saying? They be like, no. You stop doing it. I'm just saying, and they're not gonna want to get caught.
Listen, they've done that, and I heard it been done before, and they go back doing the same thing. No.
How are you stealing if you ain't got no hands?
Listen.
What are you stealing? How can you steal it? What? You just nudging it into your pocket?
But listen, they go walk on the and she go
Hold on. I was at college. The two drunks. She calls out rape. And it wasn't rape, it was consensual. But because someone else busted her, or because her dad busted her, she called out rape.
Oh yeah.
Now this happened in the 90s up in State University of Albany.
Sure
Do you know for the whole week, anyone with as dark as me had to look twice behind their back?
Yeah, because it was a white girl, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's a whole different. That's a whole different. We talking race now. That's race. We talking race. We just talking the actual act of rape. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole. You bring race.
That actually could cover like a whole series of.
Word, because that's a whole.
Listen, my 18-year-old son is white and he's big in my husband, and he still gets out.
If we was in the 70s, they would have issues.
Yes.
If we was in the 70s, they would have issues.
Yes, we would, because we're
she's Irish, Italian, he's Puerto Rican.
Right.
Oh my God.
and you know what's crazy?
Irish people be like, you telling me you fucking with this motherfucker right here.
Exactly.
But
and you
my
want to know
point
something? I tell my kids all the time that not to sound funny, you have to thank Martin Luther King. You
Oh.
want to know why? Because I feel like he was the beginning to everything.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? He was the one who played that. My kids are Irish.
I had a dream. Little white boys, little white girls.
I have a stepdaughter who's full Puerto Rican.
Now look,
and I love it to death.
we got into a great topic and everything. Unfortunately, we gotta shut down this segment. Right, we're gonna go into commercial. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna bring my comrade on, very Goodz.
Okay.
So you can talk about our experiences in the prison system and what he's doing today. He's actually signed with Rockboy Records.
Okay.
You know, he's doing his
Go
own thing.
on, wherever he's at.
You know what I'm saying?
Right there.
Right there.
And my
All
comrade
right
right there.
now.
You know what I mean? So when we come back from break, we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about a different perspective.
No doubt.
But we will continue this one day.
And you guys are more than welcome to come back again.
All right. So
Come back
I would like to extend my thanks to y'all
Okay.
for coming to my show and bringing down that third round knockout.
So now you know. So hold up.
Alright.
I'm gonna say this on
Yeah,
camera
with
and legit because I keep it real. So you know you got to come like an hour early now.
Okay.
Hour early
Okay.
because now we got to fit you on our show.
I'm
That's
with
right.
that.
Make
I'm
sure
with
you
that.
shout out
I'm
your
with
show
that.
when they can find
And
you
now
at.
because you know I want
Follow you too.
I gotta give you family love. It's like
I want to know.
Cripple3030 up in here.
Okay, what I want to know, really quick before we go on this break and we bring your guest up, he looks familiar too. Is that do you believe in the don't tell?
What you mean?
Snitch.
Why tell?
Oh.
Why tell?
No.
We had individuals that I saw
What
the system
Right.
that had why
He was a
tell.
nice,
yeah, you
he was a
did?
really nice guy. Yeah.
I used to promote for them.
You know what I'm
used to
talking about?
promote-
Why
me and
tell?
Nephew, we used to do that together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do disagree in snitching on somebody.
We had a whole topic, a whole show
I
on
think
that
that's
too.
part of a crab mentality that ain't gonna excel anyway.
It depends on what type of snitching you're doing.
We don't agree with snitches at all.
No. See, I have to say, if I know you just killed Shaniqua up the block and she ain't do nothing wrong, I gotta tell on you.
Honestly, I don't care what you do, just don't work on my
It
kids.
depends.
Oh,
It depends
okay.
I
on
don't
what
know.
lifestyle you live.
Huh?
For that too, it depends on what lifestyle you live,
Exactly.
or whether or not it's considered snitching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's not your lifestyle, you're not a hustler.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you-
Then
Right.
the police are there for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you're a criminal lifestyle, then the police are not there for you. You know what I'm saying? So you need
You
to
already
do what you gotta
Now
do.
he made it more
And hold that
clearer compared to the guests that we
Right.
had, because I had to ask him, well, if somebody stole my bag and you see them stole my bag and you know me, you're not gonna say who stole my bag. He was like, no. I was like, I'm not feeling that. But if, like you said,
That's another reason. That's another good way.
Use the planet, bro.
That's another whole other show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's for a whole other show.
Word up.
And
We'll
maybe
come
we
back
can
and
continue
fix
this.
that.
No
Or maybe
doubt.
who knows? Maybe you already invited me to your show.
Yeah.
Maybe I can bring some of that experience to your show.
No doubt.
Alright?
That's what we're all about.
So now why don't you tell them before we go into commercial where they can find y'all and everything? Tell
Third
them-
round knockout, the Prince Royale, Facebook. That's about it. Well, no, you might catch me on Instagram, but you know, it's a fakey thing. But that's my girl, Lady Sparkle.
Y'all don't get twisted up on that. This is Lady Sparkles. I'm on every social media site. Twitter, The Lady Sparkles, Facebook, Lady Sparkles, Instagram, I am Lady Sparkles, and Snapchat, Lady
Like a
Sparkles
freaking
68.
walking advertising company, I swear.
I'm a recording artist, so I have to. I'm not just a host personality, but I'm also a singer.
Yeah. She can sing her ass off.
Universal
Right?
diverse, so-
Can you just imagine her ass falling off from her?
I can't with them. Thank y'all so much for having us.
All right.
Thank you for
Okay.
coming.
You take some different kind of man in this position, huh?
Oh my God.
And you do not care that you have such a personality.
Take another one? Take one more. Just what you have.
I'm surprised about
Ready?
I
Some of the things I was like, yo, you think back to do anything like that? Matter of fact, my comrade just walked in. That's wrong. We came right on to it. We got you right on stage like I'm going to sing it to the thank you. Let me stick on
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Sound Rockboy Records. He's doing his thing. Underground hip hop awards and all types of stuff. You need to link up. You need to link up.
Here. Here's his number and everything.
This is his card?
Yep.
And you, I ain't got mine, I gotta do it.
You got a card?
Good. We lost.
Right. We back from the break. I'm here again. It's Cripple3030. We're here Backtalk with Cripple3030. I'm here with my comrade, Very Goodz.
What up?
So I was over here. We was discussing right through the break. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a large segment right before he came in. We were talking about the prison system and stuff. And it's just ironic that he came in just on cue, and we was talking about things that go on in Rikers Island. And as you know what I'm saying? Me and you go way back. We've been through there together. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So why don't you hit the viewers a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, what you've done, you know what I'm saying, what you've been through.
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to take it back to the early 90s. I'm from that era, the early 90s. Went through that Rikers Island system, stood on Rikers Island for 3 years fighting the case. Eventually got convicted, was sent up top to a quarter, wound up appealing, giving it back, copping out to something less, and still wound up doing 16 years off it.
Now right before you came in, we was actually talking about because we actually was watching talking about the movie Hurricane Carter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we talking about how he was in there for 20 years, and it was something that he was innocent of.
Right.
And what I highlighted for the show was that actually happens still nowadays.
I have two friends right now. They got one of the hottest spots right now in Brooklyn called Brownstone, and that's my dude Bush, Shabaka, and Webb out of Brooklyn. Where they done spent all this time, both of them respectively 25, 24, and 23 years apiece in prison just to be found after all this time that they was innocent.
Right, and that's actually what we were talking about. You see how brothers like that, they go through it, and they actually have to go to the system, to the prison, to the legal system in order to get it fixed.
All of them became lawyers themselves by force.
Wow. And they became masters because they had to fight their way out of their home situations.
That's right.
But you see, and you mentioned something like that too. You said you gave it back on appeal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that way you could get less time than what you would have normally had. They would probably try to shut your lights out pretty much.
And that's the gamble you got to take when you get to that actual point right there. It's like, what do I do? Do I take this lesser amount of time, or do I gamble again? And so when you're dealing with that system that's set up to where the system is set up for you to fail it.
Right.
And it's a gamble. So a lot of people took that gamble, and still, like I said, even with these brothers, they took them gambles.
Right.
And wound up doing all the time. But with their particular situation, it prevailed in the long run. But they would never be able to get back the time that was lost.
Right. You can't. And that's the sad thing that a lot of people they fail to see. You can't give back that time.
You can't give
all those years where they was locked down. You know what I'm saying? They was in prison when it hits 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and that cell door closed, and you don't know where your family's at. You don't know what's going on in your house. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what kind of atrocities they could be going through in the streets while you locked up in jail. And all you hear in jail, all you got to look forward to is the mailman coming around.
Mailman, if he comes.
If they come. You know what I'm saying? And so now, we was also talking about how in there, back in those days in the 90s, because you can actually speak about it, is that back then it was about it didn't matter who became the enemy, whether it was the correctional officers, or whether it was the prisoners, or whatever, because we was there as kids, 16, 17, 18, going through atrocities given by the police officers themselves, by the correctional officers. Right? They used to jump us, they used to beat us up.
That's a fact of what you just said. But more, I want to speak on the eye, because I like what you said, speaking on the eye. When you speak on the eye, it's from their eye perspective. It's not really, everybody had a different opinion, but speaking on the eye.
Right.
When I went through that system, it was me trying to find myself first. First of all, when you go with the denial, then you go anger, denial, and the steps through that, and then you finally get to his acceptance. And now, after I accepted that I'm here, what am I going to do while I'm here?
Right.
And once you get through to that step, that's when you start brainstorming and you start coming up on what can I do to either grow from this situation or either die from this situation.
Right.
You know?
And then on Rikers Island, the majority of the time, right, a lot of us are young anyway, 16, 17,
At that
18.
stage, we were going through denial and anger.
Right, and then fortunately, some of us, like again, keeping it on the eye,
Right.
I got put around a lot of older individuals,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? OGs like yourself and Shadow and China and all of them,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Where they guided me the right way, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, listen, man, if you gonna be here, go to school, right? Go to that law library, right? Go fight your case, go
Right.
do this and go do that. No, but it's just so difficult when you're that young. It's not like set for you to go that right route.
Nah,
No.
it's not.
It actually takes a real strong a strong guidance, but also a strong inner ability for you to go that route. Because a lot of us couldn't.
As we know, a lot of guys that went through it with us did not make it. And when I
Right.
say did not make it, I mean the fact that, you know, they lost some things that they'll never be able to get back. Which is some guys got so lost that they got delusional into having sex outside of the what's the point, you know, male and female,
Right,
you know,
right.
and it has gotten so bad on that level that society actually blames prison from creating the homo aspects of things that happen.
And that's wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely wrong.
And that's wrong
It's
because
not true,
knowing it
but-
from our perspective, there was a lot of brothers that did a lot of time that didn't go that route.
It's facts.
That they was, no matter how much time they had, they still didn't break down and then violate their own ethics
Right,
by doing that.
right, right.
Even if you had the select few that did,
Yeah.
you still had a larger few that
Yeah,
didn't.
a lot. Matter of fact, it's unbelievable amount of law. So you know, but we say that everybody that goes through something is not going to get the same results. That's just the bottom line. Everybody that you could put a million people through the same thing, everybody's not really going. You're not going to have everybody achieve the same success or failures from it.
Right.
And we were just fortunate that despite that we did all that time, you know, at the end of the road, we came out to be greater men than we went in as kids.
Right.
You know, so
Because I remember when we was kids, like you was one of the ones that I used to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Because you was in the system before, and then on top of that, you always had a positive guiding light, you could say. You know what I'm saying? If you just to put it for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? So between you, Shadow, you know what I'm saying? A lot of older heads that you already know. You know what I'm saying? They was always able to guide, you know what I'm saying, people like myself, you know what I'm saying, down the right path. However, you know what I'm saying, there was others that couldn't. So that actually just lends evidence to what you just said. You could put everybody through the same situation and everybody won't come out the same.
not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you gotta look at it as, you gotta look at it that you were lucky, fortunate, and the higher whoever's watching you would just gave you something that you needed, man. You know, because
Right.
like I said, you gotta think about it. We had people that was our same age, we have our same color, our same bid, and even to this day did not land on their feet like you could say you landed on your feet.
Right.
You know?
And that's a fact.
That's just is what it is, you know. So with me, I want to speak on the eye. Like I said, I was fortunate. Despite the time I did, despite the hardship that I went through to get to, I actually became out a better person due to it.
So
know?
what you know, like I may know because I know you,
Right.
but like let them know what was your guiding light. You know what I'm saying? What kept you on the right path?
What kept me on the right path was I understood who I was. You know what? Ego kept me on the. I could say my ego kept me on the right path at first. It dealt with ego. The reason why I say ego kept me on the right path because I went into a system where you had gangsters from all walks of life. You had gangsters from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx. You know, all these different dudes. So I can't say that I was tough in my Brownsville, Brooklyn section, and then went out into a system where there was dudes tough from all over,
Right.
and could not stay the tough guy that I was so-called was.
Right.
So that ego kept me like I'm from man, this ain't happening. I'm never gonna lose my walk. You know,
Right.
so that's the ego aspect
Right.
of it. You know what I mean? So with that, and after the ego aspect of it, came the maturity level that kicked in right behind.
Right.
You know, so my ego is what kept me there at first, and that's why in my view they said your ego could get you into a lot of trouble. My ego did get into a lot of trouble. Think how many times I've been to the box, then had to walk through the prison with shackles and all this down. That was the ego aspect of it. You know,
Right.
had that kept you in or kept me in those danger zones of having to be walking through a building fully shackled down, having to be in isolation, having to be in confinement, having to do box time. That was all the ego aspect of it, you know, because I
Right.
refuse to let anybody treat me lesser than the so-called tough guy I perceive myself to be.
Right. And so so in other words, that's what kept you on track. And so you won't get caught up, because actually you had to ride the middle.
Right.
Because you can't from me personally, again, keeping it on the eye, from what I used to see was you can't be pussy, because if you be pussy, it'll override you.
Exactly.
But then again, you can't be too tough, because if you be too tough, then you get caught up in the ego aspect,
Right.
and now you just living in the box.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to keep carrying out over and over, keep establishing, reestablishing, I'm that nigga. I'm the one that gets it on. And in all the reality, you gotta find that middle path,
Right.
which you was able to find.
Right. If I find that middle, I couldn't have said it no better. It's about finding that middle, and I was fortunate to find that middle and walked it very well. I didn't even have to pretend on having to find it. I was just fortunate with being able to walk it as smoothly as I did. You know, it wasn't even hard for me to do. Once you know what? Once you figure out who you are as a person and what you know your borderline, that you know what you ain't gonna take and you know what you ain't gonna give. You know?
Right.
So once that's finding yourself, I already know. I don't care. You can put me in a room full of weed heads, coke heads. I already know how I'm not a weed head, coke head. I can be in there as long as I want with them and never become a weed head, coke head.
Right.
So that's about finding yourself. So once you find yourself and what you want to take and what you ain't going to give, that was the fine line for me. Finding out who I was. You know what I mean? I was a person in there with no parent. You know, my mom's done passed away in the 80s. I had a grandma that passed away. You know, I had no father, never met my father. So I could have took the line and fell into a system of old war is me. You know, I could have went there. You know what I mean? But I didn't take the pity route. I figured like, you know what, I got myself here. Nobody fought. I'm gonna ride this out, and I'm gonna come out a little bit better due to it. You know?
Right.
So
because I remember, me personally, I remember our conversations in the general business class. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you from back in the Rikers Island days when you were still in the ego in the ego and finding stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the anger stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then I also know you in the mature level when we was in, you know what I'm saying, when we was in Wendy's and all of that, and we were sitting in the same class, and you're like, nah, my brother, it's not about that now. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think would be the best route. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just those little conversations, you know, now that we here in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying, I let you know that I appreciate that guidance that you gave me to lead me into that middle path. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, I would have never made it out.
Right.
Feel me?
Thanks.
But yeah, definitely. So now, besides finding the middle path, you also was building on your lyrical skills, right? While you was there, right?
You know, it's funny what they say. You know, when they say music could calm a savage beast. That is so true. You know, being in those confinement, you're stuck with your thoughts. You know, and you know at that time we all was in love with hip hop. When we went through, hip hop was at its best.
Right.
When we went through the system. Do you remember how many songs that came out? You was stressed out because you was in jail, and you were like, wow, you know, hip hop was at its rawest. So hip hop kept a lot of us sane in the prison system. A lot of us. On speaking on the eye again, it kept me sane. So hip hop kept me so sane that I just started piecing words together. If I sit up in the box with trapped with nobody but my own thoughts, started just putting words together and started putting my story in the riddle aspect of it was, you know? And start sharing it with people. People start liking it. Then, you know, when people start liking it, they start promoting you, pushing you on. And that's, you know, you're battling everybody in Clinton Yard. You're battling everybody in Comstock Yard. You're battling everybody in Southport on the gate. You know. And
you even did it on the phone. Yeah, you even did it on the phone to the streets, right?
Exactly. So, you know, and then you know, it becomes you, you know. And I was fortunate to, you know, to have went and found my niche in it and come out here and started rolling my boy DR Period, Fly Top from Rockboy Records, and
shout it out.
Now we got a nice movement going, you know. Rockboy Records, you know, and my Rockboy G's, you know. I'm just fortunate, you know. I was fortunate, went through that, and I'm grateful to be where I'm at right now.
So now, you know, I just for the record, for everybody to know, I did extend an invitation for you to bring your whole crew. It was just last minute.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing, yeah. But and mind you, we've been in this building a few times, you know what I mean? But this is my first time actually coming upstairs. I remember I will always get it late. Right. But still meet them here as they're coming out, yeah?
Right.
So, you know, we definitely been there, but we will be coming back. Facts.
You gotta come through. We're gonna make it a Rockboy G's party one day. Facts. You know what I'm saying? With your whole crew coming, so everybody can introduce themselves and everybody can let them know. But now that you mentioned that you signed with them, why don't you mention a little bit of what you've done so far? Like let people know, open up their eyes to what you just gave them a little bit of who the Berry was from back then. Give them the Berry now.
All right, the Berry now, you know, I go by Berry Goodz. And right now I got, you know, I'm one fraction of the Rockboy G's. You know, we won the Underground Hip Hop Award Show for 2014, 2015. I'm not sure why they didn't do the 2016 award show, Underground Hip Hop Award Show. I don't know what's the hold up with that right now. But I'm quite sure we're in the loop with that too, because we definitely been ripping and running hard for this year as well. And we ripping and running. Then that, you know, I got the solo project. Very good. Got the solo project. I got the latest single out right now called "Put in the Sky," and I've been ripping and running with it. But as this year 2017 going in, we got a nice machine that's going to push even more than what we was pushing in 2016.
So you're gonna come back with even better hits.
Even better. We got so much coming right now. It's crazy, and it's just about, you know, waiting for the system to get in its perspective and release it. You know, I don't know what's the different roadblocks, but we're making sure that we go in as the business that it is. Because, you know, if this hip hop game today is the big business that it is, but we still stuck in the fact of the love of the music that we do. We don't know too much about the business aspect of it. All we doing is we actually digging ourselves, you know.
Right.
And,
so that means that you're taking your love for the music and you actually sort of like boiling it up and putting it into a ball of magic, you could say, and giving it to the people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Put It in the Sky has actually been, you know what I'm saying, I played it numerous times already, but I want to know, are you gonna perform that for us today?
Oh man, I could definitely pull that off.
All right.
Facts.
Put It in the Sky. It should be on email 5 out of 5. All right. But right now, if you want, what we could do is we could go into a break. Can you get his other song?
Which one? Email 2?
Yeah.
Second Warning?
Yeah, Second Warning. That's yours.
That's a sneak peek right there.
Okay.
That's a sneak right there. I snuck y'all in something there.
All right. So then,
Label don't even know about that.
Second Warning, alright. Oh, that's.
Yeah, Second Warning.
It looks like it's not the right format.
It's not.
Is that on YouTube? Is that on SoundCloud?
Nah, it ain't nothing there.
It's FP2. Wait, let me see. But it's 4 seconds.
but either way, why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you do got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Oh, so put it up there. Get it. You gonna put it up? Like, don't tease the people.
stops after 4 seconds.
It stops
or
after
something.
4 seconds.
Yeah?
You want to just go back for a second and then
Or check the other one.
Okay.
What's the
Alright.
You want to put the
3 out of
email.
5?
Put 3 out of 5, yeah.
But there's, I don't see something.
See that bang bang in there?
Let me see.
That's with the Rockboy G, the bang bang joint.
Okay.
We got him? Let me try.
Yeah, we do, we got him too.
Yeah, see, it's the same thing.
We doing the same thing?
Yeah, the same thing happened.
Go to commercial.
Okay, I'll just play something.
What about they gonna like this?
How about
Yeah, play it.
We can do that.
You want to just come back or you want to go another song?
They gonna like this. Let's try.
They come back or another song?
You want to just come back or just?
how about the thing like
No. You want to just come back or you want me to play a song?
Right now.
Go with the
Play
money,
a song?
go with the money.
Yeah.
Go with the money, go with the money. Go with the money, go with the money. Go with the money, go with the money. This the remix, sound I'm lit. On the line, cause my hits. Yeah, my plug the white power, cause I'm waiting for the brick.
I'm on the west
got both of those on there?
I just flew in from the east on that body murder shit. Just caught a
Can you connect it from his phone?
Since they wouldn't let me.
Can you connect it from his phone?
I'm about so many bottles. They
Rocket, you better do it right now.
when I catch that bird, bitch, I'ma put it to a bitch. I'ma put it to her brows. Now they really on fleek. See, I'm stuck in the jet. Had to fight for my respect. Elevate, I wasn't working. It's that I'm kidding without no sex. So you know that pussy wet. And you ain't a real hustler if you can't get the check, bitch.
Push it.
So now, I don't have that.
Go with the money, go with the money. 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 Push it.
That's this.
Just so I make her feel better. She gotta groove back still. You asked about it, I'm a seller. I got that white vanilla, white, cause I throw like I'm vanilla. Oh, push it, push it, push it. That's it, back took it. From the fucking wicked. Oh, cook it, get the fucking mic, bitch. Cook it, cook it, cook it, cook it. Yellow, sell it, cause the hell got it. Yellow, cook it, push 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 it. Oh, go with the money, go with the money, go with the money.
Back from break. Again, I'm here with my comrade, Goodz.
What up? Rockboy Records, Rockboy G's, what up?
Shout it out to Rockboy G's. As you see, he's rocking that Fam Life.
Love it.
Fam Life LLC.
Love
it. Pure heart and motivation, which is all we had. You know what I'm saying? We're coming up from where we came up from.
Right.
Alright, we didn't have pure heart and motivation, we couldn't get nowhere.
Facts.
So now we was talking about what you was doing right before the break. We was talking about what you was doing. First of all, we getting ready for performance. Performance, he's gonna do 2 songs, right?
That's it.
So now he gonna do 2 songs. First, we're gonna go a little bit back into what we was talking about, and then afterwards he's gonna hit y'all with that. So don't tune out, cause y'all don't wanna miss that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you was talking about that, y'all came on here, y'all were ripping, running. Why don't you give them a little bit of how difficult it was for you to get up to where you at?
You know what? It's not the how difficult, but it's still difficult. You know, right now, y'all see what we're actually listening to as a lady. You know, with the game. You know, so the game is in a very difficult place where even the labels are trying to figure out what to do next. And we know music sales are at its all-time low. People don't buy CDs, tapes, records. Everything is a downloadable situation right now. You know, so they're like until the powers that be figure out how to control the music again, it's going to be at its difficult point that it is, you know, because, you know, despite that we all listen to the radio every day, all of us is not liking what we're hearing on the radio every day.
Right.
But we're still listening. So the fact that we're still listening, so it makes it seem like people are liking what they're listening. But if you go into the barbershops and have these talks, or you know, you're just debating with anybody, you're kind of like, you hate it, but yet you're listening to it 30 times a day.
And that's a fact, because if they listen to it, it's like a psychological thing, right?
Yeah.
If they listen to the same thing over and over again, they're gonna memorize the few words that actually make it through and keep repeating it so much that they actually like it.
Yeah, right.
But they don't really like it because they don't understand it.
No. So
because nowadays a lot of people don't even kick no real words. Like they don't have no messages in this.
And that's what's happening. You know, that's what the people who actually still love hip hop are disappointed with. You know, because they even, you know, even as fans, you got people that are fans of music, and they even sit back and they're disgusted, but they're stuck in the same matrix of having to still listen.
Right. Fact, because what happens is, if all they have is these options, right? That's getting thrown at them.
Exactly.
They're gonna pick lesser of the evils, right? The lesser of the two evils.
Exactly, and that's what's happening.
But we got, people like you and your crew gotta send them out, a whole bunch of good music to pick from.
And that's what we're basically trying to do, but we're trying not to, at the same time, saturate the market with just dropping things, and it's not really going where it needs to be, you know? So we as a label are still trying to figure out some things as well, Everybody, even like I said, it's not us. Everybody is really trying to figure out what's the next best thing to do. You got some real great breakout guys that found their avenue, ran out, like the Chance the Rappers and guys like that, I like that guy.
Now that's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, you didn't just come out. You knew some heads, know what I'm saying, from before while you was in prison, from where you came from and stuff like that. But you didn't just come out and say, okay, well, let's sign you right now, Barry. Right. You know what I'm saying? You had to sweat for that.
Right, it's still sweating, and it can become. But the only thing that don't make me, as on speaking the eye, not frustrated, because regardless of anything, I'm living a dream that I sat in prison yards, that I sat in Southport Box, that I sat in Clinton and on X Block, and wanted to do. So I'm actually doing something that I done sat in these cells all these years wanting to do. So I have succeeded.
Right.
My father's imagination on it. You know what I mean? So anything that comes after that is just extra.
So that means you set a goal to your mind.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes a lot of us, what I'm saying, a lot of people that go to the prison system, they set these goals and they don't get to follow through. But you've actually had. You actually sat and told yourself, listen, this is where I'm going to go with this.
Right.
And you've actually been succeeding down that path.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like we said, you didn't just come out and they gave it to you.
No,
you actually went out there and you hustled, you grind. You know what I'm saying? You networked, you did what you needed to do.
Let me tell you a story about my brother DR Period. For those who don't know who DR Period is, he is the orchestrator of the Annie Up from MOP. He's the orchestrator of putting Smooth Hustler out, Trigger the Gamble out, all of that. He's the orchestrator who actually helped Foxy Brown get out and actually helped Foxy find Foxy Brown's name. He's the papoose, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and the man sold 30 million albums today. He worked with the Jackson 5. He done worked with Jay-Z, AZ, Cameron's Come Home With Me. Remember, Cameron went platinum off that. That was DR's input. So, when I speak upon that man, I know that man before I actually went to prison.
Right.
But when I actually came out and we had an opportunity to talk, he did not sign me right away.
Right.
What he did was sat on me for almost 2 years. And why he did so, what I kind of about it, is that he was trying to figure out who was I going to be.
He wanted to see if he was ready. He wanted you to show that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happened. And you know what? All that time that's happened, I wasn't even frustrated with that. I wasn't even mad at anything, you know what I mean? I was happy that I used to be able to call him any given time. We used to speak for hours, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hours. You literally just talk my ear for hours, And one day, like I was saying, almost 2 years later, one day he just hit me and said, y'all got a track for you. Do something with it and let me see if you're going to hit it back with it. And from there, it went off. I think he gave me that track. I sent it back to him probably an hour and a half later with a complete song. He sent it back and said no.
Now I'm ready.
You know why? You know what happened? I had a million rhymes right there. I went and put a written rhyme to a track that he just created. And that's why I don't write it comes to a point that I don't wrote a lot of songs in prison. I have yet to use any of those songs in any record I've done today.
It's a different experience?
No, it's not the fact that different experience. It's the fact that I kind of found out that, when you're given a beat, it's hard to actually put something that you already had in mind to it.
Right.
You have to catch the rhythm right then and there. So now when I'm writing, you have to give me the beat and I write the beat instead of something that I had in the closet.
Got you.
The marriage comes out better.
Right.
And not just that, the reason why I'm convinced that that it works better, because I tried to put things that I had written to things, and the ear of the producer always said, nah, we like, always came back, because it's like they could tell the difference.
And that was like a shortcut though, right?
Yeah.
It was like a shortcut. So in other words, the reward was greater when you put that extra sweat into it, because you already have all these rhymes already on deck, and they're all yours.
Right.
But you still, it's not like you didn't do the work, because you already did it.
Right.
But the point is that right now it was not going to combine with it, because it wasn't that extra that you get from actually listening to the beat and actually putting the two together in a combination.
Right. And you know what they say, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So how you say something is how the beat is dumping back and forth on how you're gonna ride it,
Right.
But when you got something already pre-written, it's not really stuck to that tempo of when you actually written it.
So now you had this relationship with DR.
Exactly.
And even then he was like, nah, we not, like, as soon as you came home it wasn't, yo, okay Barry, let's go, we good.
It wasn't walking.
It wasn't even like that.
Not at
and
all.
he was already your friend.
Yeah.
He was already your friend, but still he said, yo, listen, how's that saying go? If I give you a fish, I can feed you one day. Right. If I teach you how to fish, then I can feed you for life.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So that was pretty much what it was about. It was about, well, let me see. Of course, as your friend, he could have said, yo, I'm gonna sign you up today.
Right.
As soon as you came home.
Right.
But he said, nah, you're gonna work for this, because you're actually gonna reap a reward from it, because it's yours.
You know what? That's exactly what it was. But even more so, speaking on it, you could more or less contest from this, right? Is that we went into prison with when people had mindsets of us.
Right.
I mean, people had this, when he come out, he's gonna act the fool, because that's how we went in. We went in as fool. So when we're coming out, we can't really be disappointed with the people of thinking that we're gonna act the fool again, because that's what we showed them, that we were fools. You know what I mean? So it took people to actually sit and watch you, and then they start applauding you as they see that you're serious about what you're doing. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, speaking on the eye, I've had plenty of people come up to me, and they see me after a year or after 2 years of being out and about, and they hug me. Yo, I'm proud of you. I mean, and say it with moisture in their eyes. You're like, yo, I'm really proud, because I thought that you was gonna go back and take over the project, take over the block, and do they had these expectations of you, and when they see that you're serious, you have to convince people that you're serious in order for them to take you serious. And you can't be mad if they ain't convinced you, because if they ain't convinced you, it's because you're not showing them anything to be convinced about.
Plus they have a lot of there's a whole lot of past experiences out there.
Exactly.
People that fell right into that mode.
Exactly.
We have people that we know that when they came home from prison, what they did, their biggest goal was, we're gonna take these projects, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do everything by force and all of that, and they landed them nowhere. Exactly. They landed them back in prison or landed them in trouble.
Facts. And
you had these past experiences to combat with.
Right.
Because DR and all your other people that were supporting you, they had to actually see, well, is he gonna go that route like all these other people? Right. Or is he gonna go down his own path, earn his own stripes, and do it this way?
Exactly.
So unfortunately, it's fortunate in a way that you had a lot of people that you was cool with that was part of your crew. Right. I'm saying that people that went through what we've been through. Right. But then it's unfortunate that you had to combat against all these how you say these stigmas.
The stigma, right. These walls, these blood blocks. Yeah, and like I said, it makes you the better person at the end of the day when you really think about it. Because if you go into that mindset when things is given to you just easily and you don't earn it,
you don't feel the same about it.
You don't feel the same about it. It's like even earning out, like you got drug money at one time, when you got all this sticker money, you blew it right away. You didn't even care about it, you heard? Right. But for those that had 9 to 5 today, you were really concerned about how you are spending your $9 to $5. Right. You know what I mean? Like, nah, so it's a different experience.
You appreciate it more.
It takes being grown. The aspect of that I'm grown today to really understand it, you know,
Right.
and get to run with it.
Alright, so we're gonna go, can we go to that performance? Oren?
Yeah.
We're gonna go into the performance, then after that, we're gonna let them know again where to find you after the performance. Don't tune out. About to do that now. We're gonna tear the stage up.
Just get that. You want to just.
You got it?
You want to just do it right here?
Yeah,
Right
right.
here, right here. Just take that back.
You wanna take the mic with you? You can do that?
Ready?
And remember, Oren, there's a party.
Not this way, because you put in the sky.
Not this one?
But the other one, put it in the sky.
This over this.
Now put it in the sky.
That's scary, though. This morning again. Yeah. Just a sneak peek, right? This morning again, the boy back on the set. This morning again, very good, take heat, rap, dude, very good, go pop. This morning again, the boy back on the set. This morning again, very good, hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, go pop. Ladies people, ding dong, things right in front of my face, and I baby, dudes in trouble, cause I only do is spit, but I'm going to rumble, yeah. I hit dude, that's big glue, hot shoot. I love best this blow, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm the cause of alarm, but dudes can't stay calm in my circumference. Letting do shit, I'm the bitch of what rapping feet, claiming your feet. A scene set back with me, clapping their feet. I got my weight up, my weight didn't ill, but it was stand you, that's my OJ skill. It's morning again, the boy back on the set, it's morning again. Very good, it's hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, don't pop. It's morning again, the boy back on the set, it's morning again. Very good, it's hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, don't pop. Been the wonder, good to have a wicked jump shot, work hard to hit the numbers, stumble on the crack. My first pack had these I was looking on, hunting the back. Then came the blacks, the dudes then came back. Then came the skied up mask, pulled it in the bag. Y'all been born to see victim that tough to the pop went off. I come from a Crawford dude and they do, but no matter how bad they done, they gonna do. The back to the rock. Devil all right, Goodz gonna get this guap. It's morning again, the boy back on set, it's morning again. Very good, hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, go pop. It's morning again, the boy back on set, it's morning again. Very good, hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, go pop. The rap category was so lighthearted, it's how the beat started. Drunk off the rapper, been friend, and intimidated, they all stood back when I started smashing, yeah. I'm a titan. The hood of Mike Tyson when the rap is good, we all fighters. So take heed, don't let the cookie weed, and dudes just slow rise to run against me. I read the bed, so whatever wrote a bad check. In other words, I'm spit, but I can't rap. Whole trip to my dudes on lock. Yeah, cyber rap, boy, here we go pop. It's morning again, the boy back on set, it's morning again. Very good, it's hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, don't pop. It's morning again, the boy back on set, it's morning again. Very good, it's hot, take heat, rap, dude, very good, don't pop. Let's go that foot in the sky. That was a sneak peek. Very good.
Alright. Hello? What's up with the back?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright. So, honestly, yo, I be seeing you perform.
Yeah.
And I feel proud.
Alright.
Like to know you from that. Huh?
They don't like you. Did that work?
Nah, put it in the sky.
But that's what you said.
Yeah, put it in the sky.
Put it in the sky. Put it in the sky. Be stopped. Remember that it was stopping. Put it in the sky.
How about the
Alright, you put they gonna like this.
And then we could probably, hopefully, they'll put it in the sky, be loaded by then. But
It's not that it's loaded. It's just not working when you send it. So
you got the YouTube video?
But if you go to my old,
hold on. Okay,
if you go to one of my old
YouTube.
emails, it also got it there too.
Okay, wait. So
You feel proud?
Yeah, but
so wait. Right now, you want to just do? They gonna like me, and I'll look for.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give you 3. It's good.
Okay.
This right here was a freestyle. When I heard Game put it out, it was just so tough. So I had to run with it. They gon' like this. Very good Rockboy. And this is what I do when given the opportunity to. I jump on the track and start to murder dudes. Ow! Very good, it's a terror dude. I'm good for the why they salute dude. I'm just dead in the yard, homie. So I'm dope and dope with the bars, homie. The reality is, I'm a real shooter. No legs or arm, I aim for the jewelers. My personality swag is much cooler. Rich the ruler, young world, the Reagan era. I'm person, this Molly era. I'm drug keeping person, this scamming era. We deliver, stand outside the door when the phone pointed at your Pico. Hello, cause this here bound to be an overdose. The 30 mil DR souls a hell of both. Very good, see signed on and get a toast. And anybody that cross us will get a choke. We just spin off 30 years of hope. There was Hillary and Trump, Burning Man, we didn't make it. But it was all good just a year ago. And then we got two is looking critical. These bones in my jeans to make a chick listen. You little P with no bones button. You're looking for a real dude, here I go. I came up on the streets, not the patio. You came up on SpongeBob and Lion Dog. You probably don't get it, but your daddy knows. If I got a virus, here's the antidote. Like Phil Arnold with Willis, I'm a hit the stroke. So go on in life for some. But this is real hip hop, so take your notes. Got it? Alright, yeah, this is our latest single right here. Pour the Sky. You're probably gonna have to go up a little bit because that's gonna go into a brief get past that little small. Yeah, about to come right there. Knock inside in 3. Let's go. Pull in the sky. Pull in the sky. Pull in the sky. What you know about this here? We out here. Pull in the sky. Pull in the sky. Pull in the sky. What you know about this here? We out here. Right arm, my strong arm, but even with my left, I can get back smack on. Black eye, how comfy a juggler, no ducking that. Anytime I get this rally, it's that serious. I'm a thinker, warring against the idiot. Type walk, get cut through the Achilles. More time, my insidious mind be creeping on the wicked side, the cross line. It's a Millie, these dudes are silly, doing database background shot. I get busy. Around here in Brownsville, even in the summer, we get these cold chills and ice grill. Ow! Pull in the sky! Pull in the sky! Pull in the sky! What you know about this here? We out here! Pull in the sky! Pull in the sky! Pull in the sky! What you know about this here? We out here! Something born president in case I got to murk these fuckers and whoever on my Jefferson mind. Move on up, shit on
so I'm 2G'd up. What up? My fellas and fans that roll with us got to put those hands in the ceiling. If y'all with us, let me go address those killers among us that's not into raising their hand and just nod. My boys look shot so, looking so physical, 50 ball ripping their drawers off. Ow, see me, now they got the Rockboy dudes on TV now. Ow, pull in the sky, pull in the sky, pull in the sky. What you know about this here? We out here. Pull in the sky, pull in the sky. Pull in the sky, what you know about this here? We out here. Your term's over. We don't need the White House. We shot corporate dark office. I'm invested in these coffins, so I can barely do what y'all want. I don't scope if I hit them up for arms. If I like them to see my grill when I off it. Very good from a branded hood, and I can't stop this killing cause it feels so good. Standing up in my liberty pose with the mic, get my right hand grip cause I'm preaching. Lord forgive me for the way that I send them. Something with the head knocked off but not thinking. Ow! Pull in the sky, pull in the sky, pull in the sky. What you know about this here? We out here. Pull in the sky, pull in the sky, pull in the sky. What you know about this here? We out here. Shout out to my brother. What's up? Thank you for having me, my brother. It's been a long journey, but we here. That's why I said it. We out here.
Where can they find you?
Very Goodz. Everything Very Goodz. Facebook, Very Goodz. Instagram, Very Goodz. Twitter, Very Goodz. Same thing. Find me. Inbox me. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out here. 16 years in the prison system. Been out here rocking on 9. I'm loving life, y'all. Support your boy. Rockboy Records. DR Period. Fly Tie. Dunny Brown. Gunner. Abso. Cuzzo Sose. Sean. Bronche. We all out here. Let's go. 1.
Again, I want to let you know, right before we tune out, this Backtalk with Cripple3030. Never, ever, ever be silent. Speak about it right here. Backtalk with Cripple3030. Peace.
Getting out here.
Definitely. The